Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Prague Metropolitans. In our previous episode, we barely missed the World Series, and I mean barely. Like this final game maybe, in fact, is Amakapane's last pitch thrown for the Prague Metropolitans. He had a fantastic year. I think he's got a really good chance to get into the Hall of Fame. However, this particular day he came up short. And if we look at the box score, it's not like this is the worst, but it's certainly not good enough. And so, a hearty thank you to Mr. Makapane, who we cannot possibly bring back. Like, we just cannot afford it. At all. Let's start making some decisions. Let's check out the coaching staff. Coaching staff looks great. I have a pending offer, so I'm not worried about that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is gonna seem slightly counterintuitive, but I think it's worth it. I'm gonna offer Gabriel Gunter the qualifying offer. I'm gambling, and I think rightly so, that he will not take a pay cut. And if he won't take a pay cut, then I'll be able to get a draft pick for him, which I think is more valuable to this team. So getting it out there, let's talk about what our next move is. Why does Kim Moon-young have no stats? Oh, because he missed the entire season with an injury. Alright, so first things first, Cons Landauer is thoroughly uninteresting, non-tendered. Let's go ahead and try Yuri Eidman. Yuri Eidman is a wonderful player, and I like him a lot, but he happens to be on the one team in the league that doesn't need a great starter. And we're holding him back. Like, to be utterly and completely fair to him, we can't pay a backup catcher this kind of money. We just are not able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and flip him and try to get ourselves a top quality prospect of some nature. Ideally, I'd love to see a blue here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Alright. I've got several greens to choose from. Let's figure out what we actually need. What were we weak at last year? The outfield wasn't the best. So a quality outfielder would definitely be worthwhile. Especially if we get a really strong corner outfielder. So let's see what is available among these offers here. So first we have Dave Sanchez. I mean, Dave Sanchez is the exact kind of outfielder I'd love to acquire. Somebody with really good offensive attributes, pretty good fielder, very smart. Injury history is cause for concern, but Dave Sanchez is almost certainly at the top of my list. I don't really think that does it for me. I don't need another catcher. Or do I? Like, why not turn a catcher into another catcher? Okay. Like, Kuvotov could be really talented, and he's also a very good defensive catcher, which makes him a nice understudy. Mirel Marku is a pretty talented power hitter. How does he measure up with our existing offense? Like, if we lose Gunter, like, pretty much anybody would be an upgrade. I'd actually love to get a backup catcher too. So Marku is a definite possibility. I think I like Sanchez better though. Teller's way too much of a one-trick pony. No thank you. I mean, Bill Mitchell is fantastic. Like, he does everything well, and he's an elite defensive center fielder. I think we have our winner, guys. I think we do. Like, he's the new Gabriel Gunter in a lot of ways. Langlois is pretty talented too, but no, I think it's Mitchell. I think it's a non-question. I'm going to set you available. One thing I wish I could do is I can't ask for money because he's already agreed to the deal. But I wouldn't mind adding a quality second prospect. What about second prospect? No, I'm not going to fall for Ricky Chavez, even though he is very much my type. Mariusz here is a little better. He wants more time. I need Bill Mitchell, and I keeping Eidman doesn't help. So I feel pretty good about this deal. Actually, feel really good about it. Because this then lets us either send Kalan to the minors for more seasoning, or we just let the AI figure out who starts at which outfield position. So I feel pretty good about that one. Next up on the list is which pitchers we'll keep. I'll worry about that here in a second. Falone was given an opportunity, and he kind of ran with it, and I'm happily going to keep him for another year. Like, it's too good a deal not to give him a chance to be special. I will give you... Wonder what your long-term deal would look like. I'm not committing too much. You really want a pretty low salary? And I think you're going to age fairly well. Let me try and get a couple of team options, but I actually like this a lot. Plus, it gives us leadership, and that's always valuable. Mr. Kalan wants a raise. I think a raise is fine. Schmelvisky, not so much. I can try to trade him for a prospect. I don't think he's going to get too much demand, but we can have a shot. I mean, I'll happily take Konstantin Stoica here. He's a fantastic pitcher. Done. That just makes us a better team. Like, there's no downside to that offer. So here's the interesting question. First of all, do we want to keep Drozd? I don't think so. Like, your reasonable competence at defense is nice, but you're never going to hit, and we need a little bit more talent off the bench. Agofonikov has actually been a reasonably good hitter in the minors. He just hasn't hit well in the majors. I think it's worth keeping him around for a fairly small raise, just to see what he can manage if he ends up getting more playing time, which I think there's a fair chance he will. Alright, let's talk bullpen. So here's our big issue with our bullpen at this point. We need to find a way to settle who stays and who goes, while not immediately giving Jung what he wants. Like, Jung wants to be paid all of the money. He is literally coming off of a torn rotator cuff. Like, we will see him in spring training for sure. And he's got all the potential in the world. I can't trade him, so I think I have to sign him. Like, non-tendering him doesn't make sense. It's just making our team worse for no measurable benefit. So I will give him his 1-year deal, even though I'm not happy about it. And I'll talk about the other players. Selesnev is absolutely a keeper, especially for a very, very modest raise. I like keeping bullpens together when they've earned it, and he wants very little money, so I'm happy to do that. I think Mityagan has to go. I don't know how much doing this is going to be for his services, but he throws super fucking hard. It's just... Like, I don't know if it's because my defense isn't as great as it could be, maybe? But for whatever reason, he has not performed super well at the highest level. So, Mityagan, I guess time to move on from you and see what we could acquire in a trade. They really do not like this guy, do they? Like, they keep trying to dump him on people. But then I can get Fabian Ferrer, who's almost as good. Wait, you're a lefty that throws 94. That's really strong. Yeah, but if you want it to even better, Ferrer here. He's not better, though. He's another guy that relies on batting average to be his very best. So we will make this trade. That's one move out of the way. LaHaye was fantastic and wants a pretty minor raise. I'm not going to guarantee the closer role, though. That is the one thing I will not do. Like, always ask for an opt-out if it's the team's relegated. It's a 1-year deal, my dude. There's nothing to opt out of. There we go. The season was Sheffer and Dahlgren. And I think there's no... I mean, I guess there is some doubt. Like, Dahlgren is better than Sheffer. Like, that part is not up for debate. Dahlgren is just a better pitcher who also happens to be younger. I think I'm not going to overthink it, so I'm just going to re-sign Dahlgren and then maybe either keep Sheffer or trade him. Because I do want to make sure we have money to be involved in international free agency, of course, and the draft. So I think this thing Sheffer walks. But then again, his raise is so minuscule. And our bullpen was one of our bigger strengths. So I do think keeping it together to the extent that it's financially smart, I do think is reasonable. I'm not going to offer any of you fuckers a raise. I feel kind of bad for Harley Martin because he's just never had an extended opportunity. But he also wasn't that good, so fuck him. I had so much more hope for Bonet. I really, truly did. We gave him this big contract, and he just didn't earn it. He was fine, but he was never really worth the amount of money he was paid, so... That's a miss from us. But... I'd love to sign a Makapane, but my dude, I can't afford you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offer you a slightly insulting contract. $2 million a year for 3 years. With a team option. I would be shocked if you even considered this deal at all. But this is about priming the pump for you. This is, I'm trying to keep you, and if we reach the end of, if we get deep into free agency and he's still available, then we can grab him. Miata is the #1 prospect. Why the fuck has he not even made it? Oh no, he has played in Rookie League. Okay. Alright. Friends, let us advance some time and see what happens. So there's still going to be 3 more seasons, counting this one. Then we're going to go to the KBO for a while. And then once we're done with that, we can maybe see what might be another good choice. This is fine. Eisner got another Gold Glove, as did Kalan. Eisner has won a disgusting number of Gold Gloves. And I love that for us. When we do our look back at most valuable players in the history of the Prague Metropolitans, let's not sleep on Mr. Eisner here. Because he been real good. Like, if we take a quick look at History Index, Awards, Great Gloves. He is the most successful defender in history, except for... So if he gets the Gold Glove this next season, he will break the record currently held by Wanek and Laporte. That's pretty bonkers, guys. That's really bonkers that he's already got 8 Gold Gloves. And he's won 8 in a row, which neither Laporte nor Wanek ever managed. So that's phenomenal. Quite frankly, that's phenomenal. I love it. Let's keep on keeping on. Kharkiv wants you to be their general manager. If you don't want to stay, I'm not going to make you stay. A Soul Slugger for Overkirk. And that's it. That's fine. It's somewhat disappointing, but I think we can get there again someday. Jung, we did get Felon. That's fantastic news. Right after his Rookie of the Year, although Kalan did get some votes too. I like having the leadership. That's what ultimately convinced me to give him the new deal. It's the leadership. He is fragile, so it's certainly not a risk-free contract, but I have high hopes for him. And it's such a small contract that I'm not overly concerned about what'll happen. You know what, my dude? Congratulations. I wish you nothing but the best. Give me some scouting ratings, and I want somebody who is amazing at scouting internet. Oh, no, we don't want scouting ratings, we want GM ratings. Like, the assistant GM, I just really care that we have the right trading preference. Let's give a shot to Mr. Sagramorsul. You can learn under my learning tree of being the best GM in the history of the game. I wonder if we got anywhere near MVP or league or pitcher of the year here. I mean, this guy was pretty good. I'm not going to argue with that. He was pretty good. Greshik got a couple of votes, but no. Oh, wow. 1 point. That's wild, guys. That is super wild. Anyway. Let's see. Gets promoted and or relegated. It ain't gonna be us, so I'm not worried about that. You can come back, and you can come back. I wonder why retiree McRetireface hasn't actually retired yet. Mr. Berghuis, you're a fantastic manager, and I really think you're going to be amazing. So I'm going to ask you to take an extension so that I can move people around a bit. Reese Dyson is a really good coach, too. Would you take a raise? Okay, he wants to get promoted. So how do we make that happen? Because I don't want to lose Reese Dyson if I can avoid it. The main thing, what has to happen, though? Like, you can't teach pitching, can you? Or do we fire somebody at the major league level to give Dyson an opportunity? The problem is, I think he gets to hire all of his own coaches. Oh no, I get to hire the base coaches. I don't want to lose this guy. I really don't. He's a really talented coach. More so than Leonard Jacobson, so I'm going to go ahead and fire him. So that I can promote Dyson and keep him on board. This means I can also promote Berghuis. And Murasan won't take the promotion. Abhaz doesn't really deserve it. So let's get ourselves a new single A manager. And we're going to grab ourselves Lance Van Vonderen if we can. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Let me quickly adjust this shit here now. I do want you to teach outfield. Oh my god, you're legendary. Oh my gosh, you're such a bloody good coach. It's gonna be Madonia for now. Yeah, that seems good. That's really good. Fuck my bench coach, I guess. Fuck him in particular. Alright, gentlemen, and friends, and pals of all genders. I don't know if I have any female fans, to be honest with you. Which is fine. But baseball is for everybody, so if you enjoy baseball, and this is the kind of thing that you find interesting, I hope you're watching and enjoying. I'm not going to vote for more. Like, there's a small part who wants to vote for everybody just because I can. I bet Reku has a pretty good shot. Oh, he has a 9-time Great Glove winner. What? Oh, because you probably... okay. That's fine. You probably played in the other league. That's not a surprise. I'm actually really happy about that. That should put us in a great position to get a nice quality draft pick. Someone's going to offer him a big deal. It's just not going to be me. Do you in fact have a better offer? You want 26 grand? I'll make that happen. Alright. I have $5 million basically, but no money for future expenditures, so I could get a 1-year deal out of somebody if I wanted to, but I don't think that I do. I don't think that I do. I could bring back a Makapane for 1 year. There's definitely some value in that. Because the current pitching staff is... I wouldn't object to getting one veteran starting pitcher now that I think it. Actually, I need pitchers. Like a lot of them. I have some in the minors, but I don't have any starters that are in the high minors that are ready for an opportunity. Stoika's going to make the team. That's a given. And everyone else will earn it. Let's try to grab ourselves a nice, cheap... I actually have a couple of needs to fill. Do we have any other catchers on the 40 man? Sean Stewart. Sean Stewart isn't totally objectionable, but who else is there? Let me look at minor leagues. Let me sort by catchers. If all I care about is defense, then Akimoto is the way to go. I kind of like Akimoto at least deserves a chance because he is such a good defender. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Let's promote him to the main roster, and he's going to get a chance to be our backup catcher. Who else deserves promoting? Kamarit, Larson, and Stoika all get to go up to the big leagues. I still don't feel great about our starting pitching situation. I'd like to get a veteran starter if I can. Mostly because I don't want Seleznev starting if I can avoid it. I think he's just a better reliever than he is a starter. If I were to offer Mr. Amakapane a 1-year deal as a starting pitcher, I wonder how much money he'd want. Oh, I don't want the bargain shopping filter. He would do it for $4 million. I feel like that's wasting most of my budget when I could get Alfredo Lopez, who's both younger and potentially better. Like, this is kind of a no-brainer, guys. It's kind of a no-brainer. I'm just going to sign him right now. Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, no, that's not him. The fuck? Who is that guy I was looking at? Lopez. There we go. Sign the shit out of this guy. Sign the ever-living shit out of him. Like, don't hesitate. And then I'm going to advance free agency, and we're going to see if Amakapane's price comes down, which I suspect it might. I don't think he's going to get the offer that he's looking for. Mr. Robert is a really good coach. Can I give you an extension? I can. There you go. And we got Vonderin. I wondered if we would end up with him, but we did. I have no desire to take your shitty pitcher off of my hands. Excellent. This is potentially one of the best deals we've made ever. Because Lopez is an incredibly talented pitcher. And now we've got him for... Wait, how is he not eligible for arbitration? Did you like calling him up when he was like 12? I will prompt you starting rotation. Should you take that? No. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll get him for at least 1 year. That'll be good. I do not want your shitty player. Everyone always takes Evan Gallagher, and he never ends up being any good, but people keep trying. They keep trying, friends. They keep trying. Oh, this guy. You really don't like him. Like, I don't know if he, like, set somebody on fire, but... I don't want to lose Zaremba. He might end up also getting an opportunity. Nobody here is that interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and end the draft. I'm sorry that they're upset about losing Bonet, but I wasn't gonna pay him. Just saying. Lorenzo Richard is really good. There's a lot to like about him. Wait, this is a no-brainer decision. Why wouldn't I make this trade? Like, Richard is really fucking good. Like, I see no downside. Not even one. Kobai isn't that good. I don't think that does anything for me. By the way, you're on the main roster now. What if anybody would be dumb enough to give me something decent for Durac? Who else's contract is going to be coming up? Because I really want enough money to try to keep Lopez if we can. But I don't know who we can get rid of in order to make that feasible. Like, unless you, like, opt out of both Yonku and Durac's contracts. Or Pancakes? Like, if I trade Pancakes, we'll have a lot of flexibility, but I like Pancakes. They're amazing. And so is he. Like, if I could trade both Durac and Yonku, that would be fine. I guess my only really hope here is that I convince him to increase, what should you hear? Is that I convince the owner to increase the budget enough that I can afford him. Would somebody fucking sign Gunter already, please? I'm begging you. I want my draft pick, yo. Our very first Hall of Famer is Riku Sarenpa. There you go. We now have a Hall of Fame of one person. It seems like every average outfielder is being offered to me. Like, I am more than willing to just figure out what happens. Oh, right. There are some really talented players in this international free agent class. Like, I have to think that Alex Olaskawaga is about perfect. Like, he's an elite offensive performer. He's not a second baseman, but he's really good. So I think we have to go for him. I will offer you up to my cap. That is all I can do. Oops. Let me give you that extra 500 wing wangs because I'd like to keep you if I can. And you do look like you could be a terrific offensive talent. So I'm all for that. Well, get fucked then, nerd. I'll find somebody who does appreciate us. I like Zach Dill because Dill isn't just a big dill, but he's also got those intangibles that we really like. So let's chuck him a big old pile of cash. There you go, my friend. And we got Dill. Amazing. And you have not changed my budget because you're still a fucking tool. Oh my gosh, game. I want to keep him so badly. Like, you have no idea. I will never get a picture of Lopez's talent for this little money. But no, he's like, I understand how much I'm worth, and fuck you. Durack has been durable, which makes it hard for me to trade him unless I know I'm getting something decent in return. Plus, he is also check. Like, I feel like we have to have at least one token check guy. And Zaremba can be called up. Springen Sie training. There we go. We got ourselves a second round pick for Gunter, and how much money did he earn? He got 2.2 million. I probably could have afforded that, but I'm still holding out hope that a Makapane runs to me and says, "Sir, I beg you. Nobody wants me but you." Unless he already has signed. Maybe he did. Alright. We're gonna call up Mayor, Rousseau, Masari, whole bunch of these fucks. Romanovich is fine as a utility guy. Schultz. I'm gonna give Zanaki some reps in spring training here. Mr. Kerning can have a bit of fun as a treat. There we go. Durack gets worse. That's great. I love it. But no, wait, it's the opposite of that. I don't love it. I may have overpaid for pancakes. As much as I love him as both a baseball player and a human being, and really a movement, a revolutionary movement, I do think I probably paid him too much money. No, you go to the minors. I'm not gonna keep you on the opening day roster because you're not gonna be that good anyway. Really? Can we fucking not, guys? Can we just stop? Oitzer is just dead. You'll give me Yannick Noel or not. Or not. What are you doing, game? No, you don't. Don't you fucking crash. That was weird. God damn it, Oitzer. I don't have a replacement shortstop for you. Wow, this game is really starting to chug all of a sudden. just gonna save the game just for fun. Really? I'll be right back, friends. I'm gonna do some investigating to figure out what's causing the slowdown. I'll be right back. Yeah, OOTP is using up like almost 2 gigs of memory for some reason, which is super weird. But that's alright. We'll get through it. Right. So this actually presents a pretty serious issue. I don't really have a ready-made shortstop that I would trust at this point. Maybe Gallagher? But this could be really bad. This could be incredibly bad. So we're gonna have to figure it out. Did you really fucking bench Fallon after I just gave him a new contract and he won Rookie of the Year? Or are you just making him DH? You're making him DH. Which is fine, I suppose. I'm gonna keep going for now. Just stop with the injuries, guys. Like, I don't even care about Agafonikov because he's not that important. No, he did get a pretty good amount of cash. Zam. Really? At no point did you decide to come back to me. I absolutely would have given you that money. Like, all you had to do was ask. Man, you suck. You're the worst. Oh my gosh. Who are the Rome Sabres? It must be an expansion team in the EJBL. I mean, yeah. I really was hoping that he would come back to me and be like, please sign me. I would have been like, alright, buddy. You're my pal. Jesus Gonzalez can go to hell. How many pictures am I'm rocking 17 pictures. That is an excessive number of pictures. Larson to the minors. Pantelich to the minors. Cannavaro to the minors. Zavakin to the minors. And I think Stoika to the minors. So this leaves me with 12 pictures, which is perfect. I love that. Love that for us. I don't love the way you're using Bassar. I think this is really silly and really short-handed to just make him into a lefty specialist, just because you don't know what to do with him. I'm going to force you to start him, because I am not killing his development so you can fill your weird fantasy of him never actually pitching in a meaningful game. So do what I say. Make him a starter. If you're smart, you'll bench Dirac, which is what I'm looking for. No, you just ignored me. This is so fucking stupid. Like, you don't even know how stupid this is. He should not be a fucking reliever. Especially just a lefty killer. Just because you don't know what to do with him. That is your failing, not his. I'm going to trade Dirac because you're being fucking stupid and I'm not going to waste his talented... Really? Or do you have fucking 10-5 rights? You have 10-5 rights. Have you played for 5 years with just one team? No, you haven't. So you don't have 10-5 rights. What if I ate his salary this year? Is he doing anything interesting? I mean, Siegfried Schroeder is pretty decent. I could go for some Schroeder right now. What do I start, like, easing off here? Okay, that's about what I have to trade, so that's fine. This is literally your fault, Villa. You should have fucking did what I told you to. Now we're happy. Alright. Let me give Zavakin a shot here. That seems good. he can make the opening day roster and show us what he can do. That seems good. How good is Rafael Pichard? He's actually pretty decent. There's a good little backup catcher in here, so we'll keep an eye on him for certain. All right, friends. So let's get the position players done. I have way too many first basemen. Like it's not even a question that we have too many first basemen. Fapula can go to the minors, as can. I actually want 5 outfielders, so I think this means Mayer goes too. And how long are you out? You're only out a week. Which means both Rousseau and Koning make the team, which I did not expect. Well, they make it for now. How long until Kalan comes back? He'll be back in a week. I like keeping Koning around because I do think he's earned an opportunity. But I don't want to keep Rousseau. So we're gonna run 4 outfielders until Kalan is healthy. That'll be fine. That'll be decent. Yeah, Pancakes is super overpaid at this point. Like, it was going to happen eventually anyway, but it's still kind of a bummer. Gerard is getting better, which is pretty sexy. It's pretty good. How the fuck are you worried with my performance, you absolute douche nozzle? Like, I fucking hate you. Literally. In the past 5 years, you have done no worse than the League Championship Series, and you've got 2 world titles. I get it. What have you done for me lately? But what I've done for you lately is make you fucking incredible, so shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this shit. You need to slow your fucking roll. Real fast. I know you're bitchy with me because of Amakapane leaving, but that's not my fault. Okay, it might be a little bit my fault, but just shut the fuck up. I'm in no mood with you. And you're whining and complaining. Well, this is becoming a real issue, fuckers. Quit injuring my goddamn pitchers. I really don't want to run. Is he fucking hurt? What did you do with him? You send Gerard there. Okay, that's reasonable, actually. I don't want to rush that. I'm gonna call up Stoica, and we'll just have to see whoever ends up getting that last rotation spot. It goes to Schultz, which I don't necessarily object to. We have really been bit by the injury bug this season. Thankfully, Kalan comes back, and that gives us a lot more flexibility in the outfield, which I enjoy thoroughly. I got 1,500 career wins. Suck on that. And already Gallagher has been returned. Every year somebody thinks I can fix him, and then they can't. And they look really silly. I mean, for only 2 weeks, there's not really much I'm going to do about that, so just get better soon, champ. Man, the game is running super slowly. I might try restarting it here in a second. A personal message, you say? You would like to stay. I have no problem with you staying. I'm just not going to pay you very much money to do it. Enos Bassar Jr. Very nice. What is JRE? Junior East. Oh, are you in the EJPL now? Is that a thing? Where the fuck are you actually... Oh, there you are, right there. There you are. Cool. You know what? I'm happy for him. I genuinely am happy for him that he found a team, but I kind of wanted him to stay with us. And he didn't even ask, which makes me sad. Like, all I had to do was come back to me with an offer, my dude, and be like, I got $2 million from these guys, and I would have strongly considered. I probably still wouldn't have done it, but I would have tried. I would have tried to try. Poor Shoshnikov. Player development. Schultz got slightly better. Campbell got worse. Garcia got better. And a few mid-tier players got better. Man, I really need to get better about long-term contracts. Like, fucking Campbell's making me look like a dumbass. Also, Overkirk is just not hitting, probably because he's exhausted. We're off to a really slow start offensively. Like, a really slow start. So hopefully that'll improve as the season progresses. I feel pretty confident that it will. The pitching has mostly been decent. Dahlgren has looked really bad, though. It looks like he is walking people for fun. Let's maybe not do that, guys. That being said, I still have every confidence that we will improve. Like, it is really weird that Overkirk forgot how to hit. Because the rest of the offense is right about where you'd expect them to be. Falone is maybe a little bit below that. He should be slightly better than he is. Oitzer is great. Eisner is getting on base at a ridiculous clip, as one hopes. Bill Mitchell hasn't been phenomenal, but again, I think this is just going to be a matter of let Russ cook, so to speak, or let the team cook, and whatever happens, happens. Alfredo Lopez, I want to keep you. You're so cheap. You're so cheap. Getting a starting pitcher of his caliber for pennies on the dollar is ridiculously good, but I don't have enough money I can free up other than pancakes. And I just don't see us getting a decent return for pancakes. Like, I don't think too many people could even trade for his contract. I think Alfredo Lopez might just have to be a dude next season. We'll have to figure out what to do with him next season. Alright, let us proceed in a forward fashion for now. Who could I trade for? Or who could I acquire? So this looks already like a very top-heavy draft. Which is fine. But it is going to significantly reduce our chances to get one of these players. It's not going to be impossible. Like, I bet Obando will make it, but the rest of these guys probably won't. Figure it out, though. Two of them, in fact, slid to me, including Obando. What is the deal with Adzovich? I don't really see a downside with him. He's a quality player. He's going to cost a lot of money, but that's not the end of the world. The other option, of course, would be Ricci here. Oh, Ricci will look awfully good, too. I have 2 second-round picks. I'm going to take the high upside guy first, and then hope that Ricci is still around. Which he isn't. That's on me. I got greedy. I will take Obando if nobody else wants him, though. Like, he's a really good defender and a pretty good hitter. Like, he's a genuine two-way player. So I will accept that. Here's my supplemental round pick. We're already down into Sword of the Dregs. I mean, Walter Forget is really good. Like, holy shit, is he good. He's definitely not a flawless prospect, but he's already top of the charts defense. And it's not going to take much for this offense to work in the big leagues, especially given his speed. Yes, 1,000 times yeah. I would never forget Walter Forget. I know his name is Forget. I'm going to call him Walter Forget, though, and he can't stop me. Marco Berg is really smart, even though he's not a great player and he's fairly limited. That gives me some hope that he'll find an extra gear to his game in the big leagues. At least I hope he will. You're just fantastic. I love players like this that have multi-positional flexibility. That should be great fun. Drew Zymes is kind of dumb, but the rest of him looks pretty decent. I will acquire that. And then I'm just going to complete the draft. Like, there's not really anybody else there that's all that interesting to get excited about. I do worry that we kind of hurt ourselves by not grabbing Ricci with our first pick, but the thing is that we got a lot of really good players. This feels like a pretty decent draft. Now, obviously, not all of them will work out, etc., 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 but I do think we have a pretty solid player. Do we want to get rid of Pancake so badly? Do I want to keep Lopez so badly, getting an ace-level pitcher for pennies on the dollar, that I'm willing to trade Pancakes? I'm not thinking about it. I don't care about the rest of these guys. Just for fun. What's the current market for you look like? It is nobody. And that's not shocking, given the amount of money he got from me. At least he's playing pretty good this season, but still. I feel kind of stupid giving him such a big contract, but it is what it is at this point. I can't really do anything about it. I mean, I could go back in time, I suppose, but I want to keep you, my guy. I desperately do. I have no way to free up enough money to keep you, though. Like, I just don't. Like, even this is incredibly reasonable, given your talent level, but it's fine. I don't want a cheap starting pitcher. That's amazing. I could really use my team hitting consistently. That would be great. That'd be lovely. Okay, we get Yonku back. I think it's time to send Schultz back to the minors. I want to keep our scouting director, and I want to keep our I want to keep Madonia too. Like, they're both really good coaches. You're both real good. Real good. Man, Gerard is getting there, friends. He is getting there. He's getting to the point where I'm going to start taking him very seriously. He's so bloody good, and he still has more room to get even better. I'd like to shortlist you, please. Oh, you already are shortlisted. Great. I like how Miata is like the #1 prospect, even though he barely plays. But he is still a really good prospect. I can't deny that. I can't ever deny the fucking game. Oh my god. It is really chugging. Like, really chugging. Alright, friends. I'm going to try and experiment. I'm going to see if I can restart OOTP while OBS is running. So I'm just going to pause it and I'll be right back. Alright, friends. I'm back. I've rebooted the game. Hopefully now the memory won't be quite so bad. Anyway. So. What can we do to make this team better now? Well, Overkirk is still hitting like shit. But he's really the only player besides Bill Mitchell. I mean, I guess you could replace Mitchell too. Mitchell is an issue. The thing is, I don't have any outfielders that are really ready to push the envelope that I can see. McTroy just like grabbing Miata and throwing him into the big leagues, which should be funny, but not appropriate, I don't think. And Kerning here is fine, but I don't think he's ready for a full-time job yet. But he's actually playing fairly well, which is nice. I kind of want to just believe in Mitchell for now and just let him figure it out, because he has hit at every step of the minor leagues. Like, he's never had an issue with that. So I think we just have to let him figure it out in the majors and then go from there. What do I do about Dahlgren? Because Dahlgren is pitching really poorly because he won't stop walking people. I'm going to send you to the minors. I'm going to call up Zaremba. Like, this isn't meant to punish you. This is meant for you to figure out how to stop fucking walking people. Because this is not sustainable. I need you to figure it out real fast. Like, Overkirk not hitting at all does concern me a lot. Like, this is genuinely terrifying if he stops hitting. Because his offense is his calling card. No, I'm willing to bet he's just had really bad luck with batted balls. But he hasn't, though. Like, last season he was off the charts lucky. But this is right around his career averages. So I don't know what his deal is this year. But I'm very sad about that. Like, whether this is just an issue where he played too many games, or what his deal is. But I am deeply concerned. Maybe this is the time to promote Pichar. But let's give him a little bit longer before we make that decision. But I do think there's a fair chance that Pichard gets called up. Drops a little bit more bat from the minor leagues. All-Star break. I mean, we just won on a nice little winning streak, which is pretty cool. I'd love to keep you, Romanovic. The problem is I can't afford you. Like, in any way, shape, or form, you are not affordable for me. I don't really need a reliever, especially not one I have to pay money for. Although you are a very talented reliever. What are you asking for? Ilyutkin is fine. And Mariko is trash. Is my bullpen really that bad? I don't think it is. I think the bullpen's actually mostly fine. I guess it could be a little bit better. Yeah, let's actually make this deal. Done. Complete trade. That actually does help us out a little bit. And then I can send, Zavakin is struggling pretty badly. I'm going to send him to the minors to work some shit out. Interesting. Zavakin is an asshole. Well, I gotta tell you, my friend, you're getting traded right now if that's the case. Like, if nobody likes you and you're not pitching well, that's a giant red flag. So we're gonna flip you, hopefully, for an interesting prospect of some flavor. Like Jan Stahl. Yes, done. I hesitate for -1 second. Come join us, friend. And then we can send down somebody else who's struggling. Wow, Lorenzo Richard has gotten worse. That's not great. Kamarit isn't bad, but he does give up homers a little bit too much. I think Stoica can go to the minors, and we can activate the new guy, Mr. Stahl. And we'll see how that works out for us. Cool. Is there anybody else that's like secretly like a giant asshole that nobody likes that I'm just not aware of? People don't like pancakes either. Wow. That's a bummer. Everybody loves pancakes. Evidently not. Evidently not. All-Stars. We have Grishik. We have Jung. So our ace starter and our closer both made it. Overkirk still got an all-star appearance, even though he really didn't deserve it this year. Pancakes, Oitzer both made it. As did, shockingly, Agafonikov. Less shockingly, Kalan. Wow. Good stuff, guys. Very good stuff. As many dumb mistakes as I've made, and Lord knows I've made quite a few, locking up our middle infield just keeps paying dividends. Like, Eisner may be one of the most underpaid players in the majors. And Oitzer's contract is equally excellent. Overkirk better figure out his shit, though. Because this is not acceptable. I don't know if this is because he's getting no offensive support from his teammate. Akimoto, Yugon, Pichard, you're jumping the line to be our new backup catcher. This is as much because of your offense as it is for your reasonable defense. Reasonable defense. Alright, and what about the prospect game rosters? Miata made it. Foray made it. And Girard made it. Jérôme. A shutout for Grishak. Amazing. It is a trade deadline. Is there anything in particular that we would like to acquire? I like to acquire a manager who will play players where they can play their best. Like when Overkirk is only third in the team in home runs, keeping him as a cleanup guy when he's struggling is really dumb. Like Lopez and Richard are both pretty decent. I mean, I guess there's the attraction to having like one more starting pitcher that's like truly special. You don't like being in the rookie league team. Well, I'm sure you'll get called up to the next level here very soon. Like, I guess trading Lopez wouldn't be the worst idea because he's got so much potential. Somebody's going to want him. And he hasn't pitched all that well. So if we can get a decent return for Lopez, I do think trading him does make some sense. Especially we can get better right now along the way. Ricardo Carrara probably could be a starter. But I'd rather get somebody that's a little bit more polished if I can. I'm getting a fair few choices here, which is great. Paganini wouldn't be terrible. His control isn't amazing, but it's not bad. Roganovic should actually be a pretty good starting pitcher if they gave him an opportunity. I kind of feel like I've got to try it because I'm not going to get a really good starter otherwise. And by really good, I mean somebody who's like in the 50 range. Herman Hernandez is right there, though. You just won't let him start. So I think we're gonna try it. Yeah, let's go for Hernandez here. Give me all your Hernandez are belong to me. Let's Arugin. No, he's on. So who do you put in the rotation? You do put Hernandez there, which is where I think he's best served. His arbitration demand is kind of high, but this was about trading a player I wasn't going to be able to keep. That's what it comes down to. So, next step. What else do we want? I guess I'm still in the market for a good veteran starter if one could be found. Or an outfielder. Like, Masari sucks. I don't know why he's still on the roster. When Rousseau is Masari, but better. And also Masari's playing like shit. I'm gonna get rid of him. And we're gonna try to get ourselves a new outfielder. If one is available and is cheap. Fapula can't play. No, he can't play the outfield. But you know who can play the outfield? Campbell. He just kind of sucks at it. Let me offer up Dahlgren for an outfielder. I do like Bootaloo here. He wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, let's do it. Let's grab him. Because then I can just add him immediately to the roster and we just get so much more flexibility from having a really solid outfielder. Which is great. I'm pretty happy with the lineup. I don't really think anything needs to change there. I mean, I could change Overkirk for last year's Overkirk, but I think he'll figure it out eventually. A really good starting pitcher is still something I'd like to add if we can. Especially with somebody that has a bit of term on their contract. I mean, whenever you can add a guy like Philander, you do, but I know I can't afford him. Like, that's not possible. Everyone's going to want to be dumping salary. That's just kind of the way this league works, is everyone always wants to dump salary. You suck. You both suck. Yeah, nothing here really does it for me. I think I'm just gonna end the trade deadline. I guess I can do one. I can do one sim. And maybe one more. By the way, I like that they added the resume button. It used to automatically send you to the next day. Yeah, nobody wants to make any kind of deal here. Which is fine. It was a very quiet trade deadline, but I still think we got what we really needed, which was an upgrade in the outfield. Somebody more reliable than what we had. Let's skip on down to the expansion draft. Kalan is going to miss 3 weeks, which is really unfortunate. Right. Well, there we go. That's step 1, and step 2 is going to be probably Rousseau. Rousseau seems like he's at least an okay hitter. There's also Bruno Santopadre, who's at least a good defender. You know, actually, I think Santopadre does make a little bit more sense. He's a little bit more flexible. Although almost certainly Mitchell's going to be the one to play center. Like, I think that's what they're going to do. He's going to slide him over to center, and then once Kalan comes back, then we can go from there. Oh no, anyway. If Overkirk catches fire, I don't think anybody can catch us. I didn't mean that to be a pun, but here we are. I think he's just too good. Really, fucker? What the hell, man? How do you strain your damn hamstring after playing like 3 innings? I'm not going to put anybody on the 40-man. We're just going to wait the 3 days until Kalan is back. Or Colin, but I do think it's meant to be pronounced Kalan. There we go. I mean, that's pretty great and all, but he still won't be ready for the playoffs, I don't believe. I don't believe. Player development update. Man, if you would have told me that Agafonikov would turn out to be one of the better outfielders in the league, I don't think I would have believed you. But he really has. He truly has changed, and for the better. Okay, when the fucking hell are you going to get better, you little shit? There's a lot riding on you, Mr. Miata, and yet you don't get any better. You're getting, like, marginally better. Just a little bit better. I'm going to get you out of Rookie League. I think you're trapped here, and I'm going to take over. I'm going to throw you into A-ball. So I think you need to be challenged. And you also don't like losing, so that's probably also hurting your development. These other guys I care a little bit less about. Like, they'll figure it out. But you in particular, there's a lot riding on you to be a franchise icon. And so I think forcing you into A-ball is a good strategy to achieve that goal. I do. Roster expansion. Is there anybody in particular I'd like to give some reps to? Not really. Not really. Oh, you know what? We can call up Stoika and Larson. That's actually pretty sensible. I like that idea a lot. Let us now. Don we now wear gay apparel, I guess. I will keep Santo Padre around. It's nice to have extra outfielders. You never know when you might need them. Bro, I would love to keep you. I actually would. I think you've been really helpful for us, but I'm not going to have the money. 83 and 61. You know what? I can live with that. That is a fairly good final record. Players to the minors. Stoika. I got 13 pitchers. Let's go ahead and send down whoever's pitching the worst this year. That would be Sheffer. And then I got to get rid of one of my cavalcade of outfielders, and I think it's going to be Santa Padre. Unless Koning isn't hitting that well. Low-key, Koning is at a really phenomenal rookie year. I know he hasn't had a ton of a chance to show it, but I think he's earned himself a spot on the roster. Although Santa Padre is an even better, I think a lot of that's because he's actually been able to start. So I think we're going to go and send Santo Padre to the minors. And let him Santo it up. Cool. Finish today. Grishik, nicely done, my friend. Very nicely done. And Yonku. Look who's getting hot in the playoffs. You fucking know it. And then again. We should hit the big button instead of the little button. I keep forgetting that the big button is a thing. And there we go. A sweep. 3 quality starting pitching performances. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Let's go to the next playoff round. Not Roger Provost. We might have Rookie of the Year 2 years in a row. with Bassar Jr. He's had a phenomenal season. So, thanks, mate. Really appreciated. We shall be facing the Whites. Another great day for Mr. Grishik here. And Yanku. Ooh, bullpen. A rare bad day from the bullpen because Bassar was actually pretty good. Hell, Bassar wasn't pretty good. Bassar was incredible. And then LaHaye just shit the bed. That's fine. You can't win them all. Or even two. Come on, guys. Don't be like that. Uh-oh. Guys, you fucked Grishek here. This is a great pitching performance. Granted, James Brown was equally phenomenal. When a guy pitches a one-hit shutout, basically, it's hard to argue with that. But we really need to get it together if we can. And we do barely. Rookie, it's all on you, my friend. I would like to keep you, Slava, wouldn't I? I would love to keep you, if you would be willing to accept. Okay. I'm not going to lose a pitching coach of that caliber when Vukovic is merely okay. So, you're fired. And you're promoted. Cole is nothing special. Ardiolanu's nothing special. Hudale is nothing special. I guess I'll take Hugo Helm. It's a very German name. There we go. It all comes down to you, Mr. Bassar. And we got it done. We got it done. We're back in the World Series, boys. Good stuff. Good stuff. What is the deal, game? Game. I wonder if they made some kind of patch OTP, but it seems like it's really chugging along here. There we go. I refuse to believe it took that long for Montel Ochoa to dither about whether he wanted to retire. I don't believe that. But we do get Hugo Helm, which is nice. It's nice work if you can get it. Oh no, David Wright retired. Okay. So we're facing the dreaded Dublin Morgans. Let's see what we can make happen here. Man, that was a tight-ass game. And let nobody claim Grishek didn't do his job. Like, this was two amazing pitching performances, and they blinked first. So, a well-fought game. By the way, I'm not going to mess with this in this league just because the AI is smart enough to pick all the best players, so it's not as big a deal. Yanku. I mean, that's amazing, but like, you're too late, my dude. You're too late. Sorry, mate. Oh my god, game! Just stop. Can I rehab you or something just to stop you from annoying me? I'm not making a roster move onto the damn playoffs. Oh my god. So you're just gonna keep annoying me about it. Whatever, man. That didn't go great. This keeps happening. That's fantastic. Hernandez was dominant. That's the good shit right there. You love to see it. And then, can Grishik close it out? Can Grishik be the next great Metropolitan pitcher? You're goddamn right he can. Another World Series title for the Metropolitans. Incredible. Now can I... There we go. Now you can shut the fuck up. Wow. We had a lot of tie games this year. I just now noticed that, which is pretty crazy. We do need to get a new coach or doodle, as they're known. Coach doodle is a technical term, by the way. Why do we need so many coaches? Did I, not sign them when I should have? Maybe I didn't. I would love to sign Everton Henshaw. That sounds like a great idea. I'm just going to quickly do this while I'm here. I know normally I wait to do it until the next episode, but I'm just going to do it now while I'm thinking of it. At least I'll make the offers, and then they'll just decide next game, which will be fine. Let's get Danilshire, I suppose. And I need a manager. So I want somebody who's really great with mechanics and development. Someone like Dagobert Roth. Like, his name is Dagobert, first things first. Like, that's an incredible name. Any quick decisions I have to make here? I think that there are a few. Eisner was down slightly, but still a fantastic player. I think he is more than worthy to keep his contract. Yonku just gets it done in the playoffs. Like, I know he didn't pitch as much of the season as we might like, but he's why we won the World Series this year. So I think we are going to execute his option too. What more can I fucking give you, you prick? Oh my god, I hate him so much. I hate this owner. I truly despise him. Like, you're just such an asshole. Like, I expect more from you. I expect you to shut the hell up, okay? Look, I'm going to cut ticket prices, and this will artificially get you more people. That should make you slightly happier. Anyways, my friends, let's talk about what went well, what didn't go well. Raise your hand if you had the leading player in terms of WAR will actually be Alan Kalan. And then put your hand down because you're lying. I had no anticipation to be this good this year, but he is phenomenal, and I'm glad that we have him. Pancakes is grossly overpaid. I think it's time to accept that. He's grossly overpaid. And there is a negative 0% chance that we keep him. It's just not going to happen. A lovely little addition ended up being Butuyu. He actually played for us really well down the stretch, and so I'm glad that we acquired him. Eisner was really, really solid. Certainly no real complaints there. Campbell is really overpaid too, but not by as much as Pancakes. You are an incredible gem that we have located, and even though I don't predict that you'll be able to keep this up every year, like 61 doubles is ridiculous. It'd be cool if you did. Let's not lose sight of the fact that last year's Rookie of the Year actually ended up being even better. The only reason he looks worse from a WAR perspective is because they made him a DH instead of a first baseman. which is fine. Overkirk really concerns me. Like, this is not good. Especially when there's no obvious cause. Like, his BABIP was slightly better than his 2030 year when he was phenomenal. So this concerns me. Hopefully it's not the new normal, or we're going to look awful dumb. Awful, awful dumb. Mitchell was really good. Oitzer was less good than the last couple of seasons. But he's still quite a good, talented player, and I'm so happy that we have him. We had a really deep bench this year, which was excellent to see. I really thought we did a great job of managing our bench. I know we don't know much about Pichard, but I'm still pretty happy about that. And even Kerning here managed to produce one full war off the bench, which is lovely to see. But the pitching is where it's at, right? And Grishik and Basar were both phenomenal. Hernandez is a nice little addition. Yanku, despite his injuries, was still quite good. Jung was a phenomenal closer. We just had really good pitching. But I really appreciate that Grishik is proving to be the star pitcher that I thought he would be when we took him second overall. I am concerned he won't age well. A lot will depend on his ability to overplay his control rating, which he's actually done so far. So, we did real good, is the takeaway there. My friends, really? Miyata's already eligible for the Rule 5. What? What? You seriously have had... Yes, you've had 4 years in... Okay, well, big duh here. No, I'm going to say that for next episode. We're going to definitely clear some roster space, but he's getting added instantaneously without a hesitation. But yeah, we had a great season. Got a lot of really good contributions from a lot of really important players. And I look forward to seeing what we can manage next episode. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And next time, we're going to run it back. We're going to try to take home more gold. More gold. Until next time, this has been Avguardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you